Welcome to another edition of Inside Expect, and I've got my great friend and colleague Richie Sheridan here with me, and we're going to discuss today's games. Firstly, Paraguay against Japan, and this kicks off at 1600 hours in Pretoria. The 90-minute betting is Paraguay 215, the draw 315, and Japan 375. In qualification, Paraguay were really quite impressive. They drew 1-1 with Italy, beat Slovakia 2-0 and were held to a goalless draw at New Zealand. Japan excelled themselves. They beat Cameroon 1-0, just narrowly lost to the Dutch 1-0, and they thumped Denmark 3-1. Richie, Paraguay, Japan, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think Paraguay started off better than they finished. They weren't very good against New Zealand, and I think they were looking for a win against New Zealand just to secure that top spot. They got top spot in the end, but it could have gone another way. They could have finished second there, and I wasn't really convinced at all.
No.
Japan, I have been convinced with. Yes. Against the Dutch side, that swerving goal cost them, didn't it? It was a bit lucky, that goal, I think, and they lost 1-0. Good against Cameroon, and as you say, dismissed Denmark in a crucial game as well.
Yeah.
So they're used to this crunch stuff, and we saw some free kicks at last. We haven't seen many free kicks for the World Cup.
No.
And Honda and Endo thumped them home.
Honda's been very impressive.
Yeah, he's great, and he set up the last goal as well. And he's been
have
very
you unearthed any value bets for our customers?
Well, after seeing them free kicks, I was searching for. We are betting on, will Japan score from outside the box?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it doesn't need to be a free kick,
no.
But obviously that's handy as well. And it's 5.0 to score any goal from outside the box.
That seems a reasonable.
So Honda and Endo, I'm looking for them boys. Honda to score the first goal is 8, and Endo is 13 to score the first goal.
Yeah.
And I can see Japan doing this. We're top price on Paraguay, and I can definitely see the reasons why. I can see Japan causing an upset here. It'll be the first time either of these sides got past the last 16.
Yep, exactly.
So,
Paraguay are unbeaten in their last 5 international games. Japan have suffered 4 defeats in their last 6, so it's a bit all or nothing with the Japanese. They've had 2 previous meetings in the last 10 years and both ended goalless.
Yeah.
If it did go to extra time, Richie, we're pricing Paraguay at 10 and Japan at 13. And then who knows, it might even go on to the dreaded penalty shootouts, where they're both priced at 9. And I think that's probably on the strength of the fact that Paraguay have yet to win on a penalty shootout. They've lost both times they've done it. The Japanese have won 2, lost 1. The Japanese seem pretty good under that sort of pressure.
Yeah. I think this will be settled in the 90 minutes. I mean, Paraguay are useful. They've beaten Brazil, Chile, Argentina and Uruguay during qualifying. So they're capable, but I think Japan have just peaked at the right time.
I'm going for a Paraguay win. And it sounds to me like you're going to go for Japan.
Definitely Japan.
Right, it'll probably be a draw then. Moving on to the next one, in the evening at 20:30 hours in Cape Town. This is an absolute cracker. Yeah. Spain against Portugal. Spain 210, the draw 310, and Portugal 395. They've both had reasonable approaches into this stage, haven't they? Spain beat Honduras 2-0 and Chile 2-1, but they had that strange result against the Swiss where they lost 1-0. Portugal thumped the poor old North Koreans 7-0 and drew 0-0 against the Ivory Coast and Brazil. How do you see this one going, Richard?
Well, what makes it more strange, that defeat by Switzerland of Spain, that Switzerland after that they had nothing at all.
No.
So that form line looks disastrous for Spain.
It does.
And it might have woken them up a little bit, but I've got to see a lot more from Spain. Now I fancy Portugal, very tight side Portugal defensively. You think of them as being flamboyant probably just because of Ronaldo, but defensively they are very strong. Only conceded 5 goals in qualifying, the same as Spain. Yeah. And they've yet to concede a goal so far.
These are 2 sides who are in tremendous form. Portugal are now unbeaten in their last 19 games, whereas Spain have won 9 of their last 10. I think it's going to be incredibly close.
It's going to be close, and I can't see many goals in this. Torres, will he start? Because he hasn't looked himself at all during the tournament. So a lot will be relying on David Villa.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored 3 goals so far.
Well, he doesn't disappoint very often, does he?
He's 5.0 to score the first goal.
Yeah.
A hat trick for him is 21.0. Ronaldo for Portugal 7.0 to score the first goal. But I can see this going the whole way.
Well, I totally agree with you, Richie. I see this going to extra time, and if it does, Spain are 10 to win in extra time. and the Portuguese are 13.
Yeah.
So people might find those odds.
I'm going to
quite
go
attractive.
further than that. I'm going to go for penalties. Spain, penalties 9. Portugal, penalties 9.
Yeah.
Either one of them. If you just want the 90 minutes, 0 or 1 goal, 2.6. It's going to be a tie fair, but maybe attractive.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean loads of goals, doesn't mean it's going to not be
Now,
attractive.
Portugal have never lost a penalty shootout, whereas the Spanish have won 3, lost 3.
Yeah.
So again, something for our customers to
I
bear in
would
mind
definitely
there.
go for the penalty option then.
Absolutely. Well, I think these are going to be 2 absolutely tremendous games, and we have over 100 markets pre-match, I'd expect, and then once the match kicks off, we have an amazing range of in-running options for you, right down to extra time, penalties, the whole lot.
Yeah.
So we hope you'll enjoy these 2 games as much as Richie and I, and good luck with all your bets.